We're recording one of our sessions here for recording dialogue for our first radio play, Onward Bound, Legend of Serrata Blue, Episode 1, The Reckoning. We just figured, you know what, we probably have to fill up space on the CD, and I pay a lot of money for a website, so let's put some video on there. So hey, if you're watching this, you're a lucky person. Odd duck of fantasy series that you don't get every now and then, if I may toot my own horn. A lot of it was based in my love of high fantasy. When people think of high fantasy, it's usually a lot like Lord of the Rings and Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms. And what people really know about high fantasy is that it's very, very obviously based off of, like, say, the Renaissance or medieval England, or definitely European in nature. The only issue...
The World of Onward Bound is a special place. It is a cross between, well, definitely a cross between The Quick and the Dead meets Lord of the Rings. It is more of a Western area, but it has a lot of different aspects in it. You see civilization, you see the wilderness, you see really rustic areas, you see places that are filled with skyscrapers.
It's a place where magic and technology are butting heads. As magic, you know, the old way seems to be slowly fading as technology and thoughts of the future and so forth seem to be taking a new hold. And you've got the old and the new constantly butting heads. And in the part of the world that we're working with right now, it's not very populated. It's still very, very wild. It's trying to be tamed at this point. And so you've got a lot of the rougher elements out there. You've got, you know, crime syndicates and people who are used to the land and live a much rougher life than many, you know, of us alive now today would be living at this point. It's got magic, elves, dwarves, people, good, bad, lots of gray. It's not your typical high fantasy realm by any means.
You have spellcasters mixing it with brawlers, bare knuckle brawlers. You would have your like elven archers with family lineage that goes back centuries, with people who are more or less the I fight's better when I'm drunk. And you kind of also have your technical advancement. I mean, you can kind of see how some shooting irons are really well built, and how they find their ways into the black market instead of like the standard issue ones. So you're kind of seeing like a combination of all those.
To take your high fantasy and then place it in the American West in the probably 1800s or so. That's a fairly unique concept. A big thing about the West that I personally find very interesting is it's one of those big transition times. You've got an old world and you have a new world, and these two have met in the middle. The old world is falling, the new world is rising, and they meet right here in the center. A time where to see someone walking around with twin pistols, and 5 seconds later see someone walking around with a pair of twin magic wands. No one really blinks at it, it's normal.
And we both avoid the Linda Lovelace joke.
There you go.
What?
Never mind.
Come on, be more demonic.
No, he's not. He's an alien.
Oh, be an alien.
That's four. Let me harder, please. Yes, right there.
Raw things slumped heavily.
Focus, see the shiny keys, okay. Alright, continue.
The evening in Candlewick, it was evening in Candlewick, a small farming town in the Westland. But a city boy, plain and true. His name was Corlett, from St. Lucius.
On the count of 3, will that suffice?
Running out of options, so it's this or die.
Imagine having a really... Have you ever like been in a great amount of debt? Yeah. Okay, but you're such in a humongous amount of debt because like you have this you sold some dude's collateral. Okay, you're loving it. Great, funny. Everyone loves money, but you're there and you're on the run. You've been harried. You probably haven't slept more than a couple hours at a time for the past 3 months. Okay, from Garrett's line at the end of page 16.
As they throw some Metallica on in the background. Wrong, fade to black. Sorry.
I end meetings.
Yes, I know you do. Somebody has to break there.
Okay, we have at least another 5.
On the way to Aurora to the recording studio to record Derek's name. Is it back to me
One of
again?
the other managers screwed up yesterday.
She was on the phone.
Left on
I don't know why. Tell the camera why you were on the phone.
Because my boss is an idiot.
Cthulhu agrees.
Cthulhu has bad eyesight.
Yes. No, this is Abercrombie and Fitch Cthulhu.
The back of Derek's head. How has this experience been for you?
Frustrating!
Do you ever have any problems with the front of your head? Are there any conflicts?
What?
Freaking actors.
Derek, you haven't shaved in so long!
I don't have my makeup on.
Focus, get your tacos.
We are on a road, moving forward, going to...
Spinning onwards, it's always spinning.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So, Jason on me. Welcome to our world. Alright, got a quick shot of Kevin. Kevin, say hi. This is Kevin, Red Room Audio.
How's it going, Kevin Baker?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Ever been in a recording studio atmosphere like period? I'm kind of actually intimidated by it. And we're sitting here recording.
Shut up.
Much better.
I
Thank
don't
you.
like the camera looking in on me like this. It's kind of scary.
Alright, so we're picking up the narrator. Brian, first line, right?
Yep.
His name was Corlett. He fancied himself a highwayman, a fact which brought no end of amusement to his opponent, who waited 20 paces away with a cigarillo dangling from her lips.
Andrew Corlett, you're wanted for wait a minute. Sorry. Andrew Corlett, you're wanted for armed robbery, theft, and being a black-hearted, gutless son of a worm. I claim your bounty.
Did you say Corlett or Corlett?
Sorry. Andrew Corlett, you're... Why did I just do my own face?
You're not going to scold him.
Well, she's a scary blue-haired lady with 2 fully loaded irons. But on the other hand, she has her more sensitive side, but you don't see it very often. Ah! That was way too hard.
The director...
Ah! Okay, so I'm serious.
Don't actually say anything. Don't say ah. Just go ah!
Ah!
Najeen is a member of a quasi-religious sect that's based on subverting any type of established group, government, or whatnot. Pretty much hired assassins. And he seems to be one of the more elite of these assassins. And he believes the ends justify the means. Whatever he has been assigned to do, he will fulfill no matter what it takes, whether it be his life, 1,000 people's, others, a few babies, whatever it would be. He is all about completing his mission, and he believes that nothing else in the world is above what he's been charged to do. Waiting for me. No. The me's too shit.
No, you're saying faux.
Faux show.
For me. Wait for me, brother.
I mean, he's dropping the R in his fourth and waiting for
Try to be neat.
Waiting
down.
for me.
Waiting faux.
He's pretty much, the way I look at it, he's come up from a working class. He's been raised by, a middle class family. I mean, they don't really say it in the full storyline, but you can kind of take a guess as to why he does the things he does. And personally, I can kind of see his reasoning behind it. After a life of working in the mud for so long, you kind of want to move up in any means possible. So I'm really seeing a good amount of reason behind what he does, because he figures, well, if that's how the rich get, if that's how things are done in this world, if that's how people have to get up there, then Why not?
She wasn't on my
Number 8, yeah.
Oh, that's right, it wasn't on mine that time. Everybody else was sitting around here. Kids are hoping now.
He's, as is described by Derek, a goth Legolas. He's supposed to be the anti-Quasi-Elf. It's all pristine and calm and serene. He is always angry. He's always always ready to shoot somebody, all the time, always on guard, and a little bit of a jerk.
Shark, hombre, ese moya.
Tashi Koran. Rosu and Jack Tomoru no Morunek. Jiname Rock Rock Ross.
Tomoru? Isn't cold?
Perfect.
So what made Derek decide to bring you on?
No choice.
Paid me money.
You paid me money. Shh.
He paid you money?
So
Paid me.
what are your duties on the project, Cthulhu?
Keep his soul in check. Right over there.
Security.
Shh. I'm talking. Shh.
You ain't talking, your tentacles ain't moving.
Yes, we are far too tired today. I'm out of material.
So the audio play is kind of a lost art, but I figured let's bring it back.
I did get a chance to broaden my horizons when it came to my, voice acting.
I have had so much fun doing this. I've never done anything like this before. I've never used any of these microphones or had a really cool sound editing machine over here on the side or any of these type of cool individuals to work for. And I know quite a few people in this group already, but there are many who I did not know before coming into this. And it's just been a great way to meet some of my friends, other friends, and come together in a collaborative way to put together something that I've really enjoyed working on. It's so professional. I come in here and I feel like, wow, this is something special. I feel like I'm a movie star, or I'm talking for an anime movie or something cool like that. I feel like I should walk out with a paycheck.
Years, but I've never actually been in a recording studio before. Sitting with an official pair of cans on my head in front of a setup that looked like, well, last time I saw anything like this was like We Are the World. But it was quite illuminating, how everything was done.
Actually doing it seriously, interacting with other people, getting down what your character's emotions are and putting that into, like what he says, like his cuss words, his curses, his exclamations, his surprise.
And to be in a real professional facility and see how it can really be done when someone really knows what's going on. Amazing experience, unlike anything I've ever done.
This group has challenged me quite a bit, including with my laughter.
All my farts smell like sad dogs. Or sound like sad dogs. They sound like sad dogs.
I have a tumor of deliciousness.
You haven't run through a screen Emerald Hills buck naked just the way God meant you on your very first day on Earth.
You're like, you don't say, oh, I'm come to reap you. No!
If he's that confident, I'm bored. Fuck it, alright.
He's a funny lying down island, Craig.
What, is the orc Scottish too?
I just awesome. Actually, probably the best name for you would be Kegger.
Crikey, mate!
It's not going to be judged.
The Tories in the house, that easy.
I'm much obliged to you.
What was that? You're not allowed to speak. Tom really needs to get the chicken stew line down. Are you ready to get the chicken stew? What's that?
I hate chicken stew.
Shut up, Tom.
Die!
This is so bad. The only real lines we're having trouble with are ones with no words. Our story begins, as most stories do, with the words once upon a time.